Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This beverage that I'm enjoying kind of just looks like an overweight team guy, but hey, you know what? I'll take it. Reminds me of me in special ways. All right, let's go ahead and get into it. So, you guys, thank you for pointing out my error here. So initially, I titled this stream, when does preparation become paranoia, right? And then I was like, well, preparation, that's a vague term. So let's, you know, words are important. So let's switch it up to preparedness. And then I had kind of moved everything along and I deleted paranoia. It said, when does preparation when does preparedness become preparation? Like that is that. I know. Anyway, we're gonna have a cool conversation this evening. I think it's kind of an important one to have, but also we're gonna have a good friend of the channel come on with us. And yes, for those of you all that don't know, please, channel members, sound off so we can all greet you guys. For all of you that don't know, that haven't seen it yet, yes, that is indeed a Chrome AK behind me. It is my one of the look, I got a few AKs, but this is one of my favorite AKs. It's not like a super, go fast tactical. It's just a very plain Jane. Well, it's not plain because it's chrome, but it's a very traditional styled AK. It's a Draco pistol that was hard chromed by Ford's Custom Gun Refinishing in Florida. They did an excellent job with it. And then I kind of set it off with some plum furniture with I got a bunch of the or a few of the Circle 10 plum mags with it, and also a plum brace. Yes, that is a brace. It is not an SBR. And then next to it, I got the Imp 5, the MP5, AP5, MP5K, but it's the suitcase model. No threaded burl. So I can't put my can on it, but you know what? It's still a blast, and I got that ridiculously expensive binary trigger in that thing, so it's just fun. And then I got my Strike 80 and my a couple builds up there. Anyway, what I really have that I'm excited about is that gray Lipsy's frame Gen 5 Glock, which I got some pictures here pulled up. They are beautiful, beautiful. And some new blades to show you guys. Man, we got a whole bunch of stuff we're going to go over today. But anyway, let's go ahead and stay on topic. And let's first start by greeting all the channel members. So, first off, you know what? Actually, before I get to that, this is important. Okay. So, first off, I want to say this. I made a boo boo. Every now and then, your boy Dark makes a boo boo. Last here, let me pull my chat up. Bear with me because I made a mistake last stream. Hang tight. Sorry, I had to mute that because they'll hit me for my own copyright. I don't know how they do this stuff. Oh, and I don't have my phone stand either. Bruh. Anyway, I'll just put that right there, right there. Um, come on, stay. So I do want to say last stream, I think it was the last stream, I missed because StreamYard and YouTube don't always talk to each other. I missed somebody gifting channel members, and I feel terrible because I never want to miss anytime anybody contributes to the channel. I never want to miss that. So I do want to say Key ASC, thank you so much for your contribution. And you guys were constantly trying to get a hold of me in chat. You were like, Dark, look at us, we're trying to tell you. You guys did your job, I did not do mine. Thank you, Key ASC, for the channel memberships that you gifted. And I am so sorry. I never want to, never want you guys to feel like I'm not paying attention to that stuff. It's just that when StreamYard and YouTube don't show it to me, and you guys try your damnedest to, point it out to me, and if I'm not paying attention to chat and stuff like that, it's, you know, and this is where I excuse like some content creators that are like, oh well, super chat me and I'll see it. I mean, they're right? When chat goes by, you just don't even kind of see. And then a super chat comes up, it's like boom, it's like this big and green and yellow and stuff. I wish they did when people gifted memberships and when those things that StreamYard don't communicate to YouTube, it's literally taking from you guys and it's making the creator look like a dirtbag when they don't acknowledge y'all. So I much dislike that. So anyway, just want to say thank you, Key ASC. We love you. And if he comes in here and I'm not paying attention again, let him know that I acknowledged him for him gifting the memberships last stream. I appreciate that. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into it. So first off, I just want to say, Kurt 24. Hey, look at this. Black Diamond Guns and Gear. Man, my man. Let me pull this up here. Oh, snap. See, I didn't even see this. Taco Syndicate member for 7 months. Ayo, boyos. My man. And come on, PLA member for 21 months. Blackjack, baby. Bro, 21. 21? Man, you got to be old to remember that. Y'all remember Vines? You remember Vines? Good God. I'm old. I'm old. Anyway, to both you guys, Taco Syndicate and come on, PLA. Love y'all, boys. And Black Diamond Guns and Gear, man, I got my holster right over there. Y'all know I show it off every single chance that I get. But Black Diamond Guns and Gear, yo, just because. Thank you, brother. Love y'all. Love what all y'all are doing with your channel. But also, if y'all don't know, and I think actually, you know what I do have here. If y'all don't know what North Coast Tactical is doing with their new tuck holster, bro, if I wasn't carrying my shoulder rig right now, y'all know I'd be carrying my Glock 43X. Bro, the tuck holster, what they're doing at North Coast Tactical, and I actually got the info right here. Show them some love. If you are a little bit beyond average size, here you go. Let me put that right there. If you're a little bit beyond average size, then holsters can be a little bit uncomfortable. There's the info. So stop, pause it, screenshot it, whatever, and you can use. Holy super chats. Whoa, guys. Whoa, okay, I was not expecting that. Thank you all. I wasn't trying to say that so y'all would super chat. I was just saying, but thank you all. Thank you all. I'll get to y'all in just a second. But man, North Coast Tactical, bro, the tuck holster has just been like a game changer when it comes to comfort. If you're a big dude, got a little bit of a belly, right? If you got a little bit of a belly and you want to be able to appendix carry, especially a, you know, more than smaller frame firearm, bro, North Coast Tactical has these Kydex holsters, super dope custom ones you can get, wrapped in Cordura and all this dope shit, right? But they sit super low, so they're way more comfortable and they're adjustable. Thin dudes, but especially for big dudes, they are primo. I did a little review of them. Y'all know I show it on the stream all the time. It's I'll grab it before the end of the stream today. But shout out to you guys, man, because that has become like one of my favorite holsters. That and my JM4. The way that it carries so low. Love it. So check them out. Go to Black Diamond Guns and Gear and hit on Instagram and just show them some love, man. They're my guys. They also have a channel, 76 Tuesday, which should be at like 1 million subscribers. I don't know what's going on YouTube. Y'all know what YouTube does to us, y'all. Anyway, thank you again. Come on, PLA, my guy. Dang, nice try, Black Diamond Guns and Gear. Trying to one up each other. Love it, man. Y'all the best. And then John Crow. And by the way, come on, PLA, man. Come on, PLA is slept on, bro. As a printer, as a builder, as I don't know how much info you want to give away. So, as someone that's within the firearm world, he's that guy. So, bro, come on, PLA is the man. And he's totally not a fed. Just thought I would throw that in. John Crump Live, what's up, brother? If Rich is your guest, I am unsubbing. Oh my gosh. Don't tell anyone. John Crump Live, we love you. Thank you all for the chats, man. I wasn't expecting that. You guys are awesome. Okay, so let's go ahead and get it started. So first, of course, was Kurt 24. Man, we all know that Kurt is just in there watching, waiting. Now, usually he lets somebody else just jump in there and take first, but this time he was like, nah, boys, this one's for me. So shout out to Kurt, who is also a channel member. He's also like the unofficial producer of DLD After Dark. I don't know if y'all know that. He's the one that's like sending me messages behind the scenes, like Key ASC sent you, or donated memberships and things like that, but sometimes I miss it. So shout out to you. This is essentially a one-man show, and Kurt has just been super helpful, always jumping in. Dang on Matt, my guy, what's up, brother? Another channel member. We got too many choices. What's up, fam? Another channel member. Tim Hoppa, what's up, man? Who is constantly sending me deals, which is hilarious because isn't it typically like content creators send their viewers deals because they're trying to, make money off of them. But it's funny because a lot of my viewers are like, "Yo, Dark, check this out, this binary trigger for $300," and it's cool. So I appreciate you, Tim Hoppa. Excuse me, goodness, man, the seltzer's killing me. Mike McClune, what's up, brother? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Great to see you, another channel member, of course. Let's see, Kurt 24, Barton Fink, what's up, fam? Good to see you, another channel member, my guy. We got Rusty, Crusty, Trombone, Shackelford in the building. What's up, fam? Good to see you. Appreciate you coming and hanging out. C&T Designs and Arms, what's up, brother? Great to see you. Let's see, Mike McClune, C&T, Kurt 24. My bad, y'all. I'm super far behind in chat. Scoozy. Okay, Rusty, CNT, Mike McClune, CNT. Want to make sure I don't miss anybody. Hey, my guy, T for Tejas. What's up, brother? Good to see you. And we don't always have the pleasure of seeing T for Texas in here while we're streaming. So, bro, great to see you. But it's great because there's a lot of people, they call themselves the replay gang. They will literally come in here the next day and watch the whole show and post a comment like replay gang, and it's I guess it's like a little click. I don't know. Maybe they do it together. Maybe they all sit down and have coffee. But it's great to see you while we're live. You know what I'm saying? All right, Kurt 24, CNT, T for Tejas. Let's see. Testing, 1, 2, 3, which I just realized what your profile picture is, which is hilarious. I love that. Let's see. Testing, 1, 2, 3. T for Tejas. C&T Designs and Arms. Testing. T for Tejas. Whoopsies. I actually just kicked a 40 round Plum Circle 10 Bulgarian mag into my desk. So, whoopsies. Isn't it crazy? That's like a $300 AK magazine. Like, who buys those? I don't have a few. I have a few Circle 10 Plum mags, but only one 40. All right, too many choices, my guys. CNT Designs and Arms. See who else we got. Too many choices. Kurt 24. Come out in PLA. What's up, brother? Great to see you. Obviously, I already saw your super duper chat and all that. Z, what's up, brother? Zeeth. So I didn't actually I saw the email before I was queuing up the stream, but I actually didn't see it yet. So I'll have to go back and watch it. So thank you. Appreciate that. CNTZ, Douglas Bing, great to see you. My man Blue Curtain Burner, what's popping? Great to see you. Let's see, too many choices. Card 24, Z. See, when I get too far behind in chat, I like it takes me forever to catch up. So, my B. John Crump Live, what up? He says, or FU. I don't know, but whichever one it is, that hurts my feelings. So, of course, we got Taco Syndicate, Mimba for 7 months. Gabber Piet, what's up, fam? Good to see you. Come on, PLA with that blackjack by 21. Gabber Piet. Didn't I just say? Yeah, well, Gabber Piet, my guy. Good to see you, bro. Hopefully you're still doing well. I know last time, yeah. Good to see you, bro. I don't want to put your business out. Wild Weasel, what's up, fam? Good to see you. Another channel member. Of course, Taco Syndicate is also a channel member. Let's see. Taco, Gabber, Kurt 24, Z, John Crump, Levi, CCNT. Let's see. We got Tim Hoppa, Mike McClune, CT. Too many choices. Hey, Agorizer, what's up, brother? Great to see you, man. Appreciate you coming and hanging out. Let's see, John Crump, come on, PLA, which is just a freaking great name, man. Some of y'all got like the sickest usernames out there. I love it. And I'm kind of jealous about some of them. Rip Curl Readiness, what's up, brother? Great to see you. Appreciate you coming and hanging out. Let's see, who else did I miss? Agorizer, CNT, Agorizer, Rip Curl Readiness, Taco Syndicate, Kirk 24, too many choices. Black Diamond, just because. See, this is how far back I am, y'all. I'm making my way downtown. JC9, what's up, fam? Good to see you. Hey, Dark, das Boots Rhodesia never dies. FNFAL. That's one thing I do not have in my collection. I'm not going to lie. I do not have an FNFAL, but if I did, I would have a 12.5 inch and it would be a machine gun because, that's the only one to have, right? Bro, with the paratrooper stock, man, what? That thing is fire. We got the John Crump live, who of course is also a channel member. We got Boom Thumb McBangy Hand. What's up, fam? Good to see you. Also another channel member. Jason Ewing, I think I just clicked on you, but I don't know if I said what's up. So my guy, Jason, great to see you. Jason and Shauna, one and the same. They are the couple. Dark is a Glock 40 guy. Yes, I carry 40 caliber Glocks every chance I get, which is never. That's actually not true. A 40 caliber Glock did save my life, and I've told that story a few times, and I'm probably never going to tell it again because you guys poke fun and just take advantage of it, and I don't like it. I don't like it. I'm just playing. Let's see. CNT Designs and Arms, Princess Kicking Butt. Great to see you. Just say it, DLD. Fat people in bikinis with bulging holsters. Oh, you just have this way with words. I don't know. Yo, Ting Ting is on some like she can tell a story, like you can see it in your head. Like, oh yeah, I don't want to see bulging fat bikini holsters. Ugh. But the flashbang was a terrible idea for a holster that was marketed so well that dudes were trying to sell them as if they were a really good idea because it's like, yo, you might see some titties, right? Like the moment that a chick needs to flash bang, what a great name, right? Terrible idea, terrible execution. But women weren't the ones selling them, right? Like it was the dudes that were like, please God, can I see some titties? But we all know that it just didn't work out. JC9, my guy. Gort, what's up, fam? Great to see you. I'm gonna have to do left hand salutes and stuff. I'm sorry. I'm like, if I do my right hand, I'm like bumping into everything. So y'all are just gonna have to deal with it. So great to see you. Come on, PLA, CNT Designs and Arms, Designs and Arms. Hey, and by the way, CNT Designs and Arms, who also has a great channel, constantly goes live and goes through the rigorous pain of watching like congressional hearings and stuff like that. Good God, God bless you, man. But he also does like plasma cuts and signs and does like neon light backing and stuff like that. I just want to say that I think I found a way to hang up my signs in conjunction with the P80 brick wall. So give me some time and I may put something together. So anyway, great to see y'all. JC9 CNT Designs and Arms, my man Gort. And Gort can typically be found in the 2AEDU stream. So it's an honor to have you here, my friend. We've got Senor Bob. Great to see you, Senor Bob. And let's see who else we got up in here. Let's see. Come on, PLA, Senor Bob. Let's see. Who did I miss? Shauna member. Great to see you. Welcome, everybody. Don't forget to hit that like, subscribe, and share. Thank you so much. See, this is like the best. You guys are literally the best viewers in the world. Everyone's just, you guys make my life so much easier, and I love y'all for it. Okay, so I'm so far behind. Let me see. Okay, Gore, Kurt 24, Senor Bob, and Princess Kicking Butt, Senor Bob, JC9, Dark going for that Miami Vice. Where's the white Ferrari? Yeah, I ain't. No, no matter what. Even if I was straight up balling, I would never put that kind of money. No, if anything, I'll save the money for when the world falls to. I'll just use it to start fires and stuff like that. Okay, so let's see. Bob, too many choices. Rip Curl Readiness. Hey, Spin 360. What's up, fam? Good to see you. Let's see. Also, a channel member. A and Effin FAL. Love it. Love it. Agorizer, Senor Bob, and Kurt 24. Too many choices. Jason Ewing. Jason, Sandwich Chef, the chef of sandwiches, of course. Agorizer, Kurt 24. And let's see who else we got. And we are wrapping up. We already said what's up to Boom Thumb McBangy Hand. Of course, we got Ruby Rich. We got my man Farmer James. And of course, Farmer James also has his wife with us, which is indeed one of our like 3 or 4 female viewers. So that's interesting. I'd be curious to know what her thoughts are on the flashbang holster. Just kidding. Gerchop, 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 man against the masses. What's up, bro? Great to see you. Farmer James, man, Farmer James, you go back, way back, way back. You go back so far that no one remembers that you took P80 Ralph's jig, but I won't tell anyone. Don't worry about it. Cole says you can never be too prepared. 100%. You know, there's a line though. The difference between preparedness and paranoia, right? Which we're gonna discuss tonight. Appreciate you coming in and hanging out. We got Damian Christ, who literally builds movie guns. Fucking awesome. Zanty Misfit, what's up, fam? Good to see you. P38 Wilberto, great to see you, man. Walker Customs, what up? Edge of the South. Edge of the South, man. I haven't seen you in a minute. Armitage, yo, my bad, Armitage. I got so sidetracked last night. We were chatting, and I totally forgot to hit you back. So we'll need to catch up. My guy Toy Town Inc. Joe Morris, what up? Of course, Black Diamond Guns and Gear. And I actually was rocking with a 10 milli up on my the FN 510. That ish was up on that little shelf there for like a month, and no one even said anything. I think it's hard to see them from there though. You know what I'm saying? From there though. Deformed Baby, what's up, fam? And of course, Ron Wayne and Misty Misdemeanor, Miss Wayne. Good God, it is great to see y'all. I love y'all so much. Vanessa Kitty, great to see you too. And everybody in here, man, y'all, I couldn't do this without y'all. I literally would not be doing it without y'all because no one would be listening. I'd be yelling into a void, which sometimes, you know, I feel like I'm doing that, and then I see all of your beautiful faces running around chatting and stuff like that. So anyway, let's go ahead and get started. So let's see. Hold on. I think I missed. Let's see. Vanessa, Man Against the Masses, our resident meme artist. I think Silverback, my guy. What's up, fam? Good to see you. And guys, you know, sometimes I miss people. All right, and it's never my intention. Y'all know I put an enormous amount of effort into saying hello to literally everyone before we start the stream. Okay, and I promise you, one of the reasons that I do not get new subscribers is because they jump in, they have no idea what's going on, and they're like, "Oh, this seems like a cool guy." And then they watch for 30 minutes and I'm just like naming people's usernames and they're like this is ridiculous. Cole, great to see you. I guess so, but with all the weapons of mass destruction, paranoia is normal. Yeah, you know, it's almost like the difference of like paranoia is the black pill, you know. Johnny Propane, great to see you. Jason Kang, great to see you. M Gabriel, what up, brother? Great to see you. And of course a bunch of others. And I'll make sure to say what's up to y'all as the stream goes on. Is Bacon up in? Did I see Bacon? Where's Bacon? Dark said something about boobs. Yes, I did. Actually, you know what? I'm not gonna lie. Oh, Benjamin, what's up, brother? Great to see you, man. Appreciate you coming and hanging out. So you guys have gotten to know me pretty well, right? So this channel was started. Welcome, Flying Rich. Welcome. We'll get to that in a
Oh my
second.
gosh.
Rich, how are you?
Oh, I'm wonderful.
Good. Thanks for joining us.
Oh well, I figured I'd give you 30 minutes to warm the crowd up and then join.
You know, it takes so much more time when no one is backstage. when I don't
Well,
feel like
I
you
did
know.
want to say hi to Damian Christ. Let's see,
Yeah. Say hi,
Zanty
man.
Misfit. Let's see who else. I saw Black Diamond Guns and Gear, who because we're going to a clandestine, top secret, can't share that information with anybody event this weekend.
Of course, and no one knows exactly what we're talking about.
Nobody knows.
Yeah.
Nobody knows.
Of course not. Of course not.
And none of us will be spooning together.
What? Let's talk about coarse gravel, fine gravel, and sand as a water purifier. Actually, that is an excellent So there's a number of different ways to do water purification, especially like out kind of in the wilderness. And we've had several episodes that were dedicated to like exclusively that. And if you guys want, oh, we also did a handmade portable still. Oh, we've done so many things. Hey, Corn Pop, great to see you, bro. Of course, another channel member who knows
Ooh,
all about
I gotta
building
say
servers.
hi to Kurt24.
Dude, Kurt's the guy, man. He is that
He's the guy.
guy. Yeah. So though we've done it in the past, I would be more than willing to do it in the future as well. So yeah,
Don't
my
forget the
apologies.
tinfoil.
If you want, yeah. Well, we've actually used that on some other streams too. But yeah, if you want to take a minute and say what's up to folks, you can feel free to go through and say hi.
I'm out. I'm done. That was it.
Good.
Those are the people. Like they super chatted me on my channel to say, I gotta say hi to them. No, I want to say hi to Shanna,
Shana
and
member.
let's see. We got too many choices. Is Toy Town in here? I didn't
I
see
did
Toy
see
Town.
Toy Town. Yep,
Is Toy
saw
Town
Toy
in here?
Town. I don't know if he's currently in here, but he was earlier. I'm setting up my drone and RC car to recreate Rich's last accident. Oh my god.
Oh damn,
That is fire.
that's funny.
Beautiful. So okay, so
But you gotta get the interview of the day after when they actually interview the people in the car that I hit.
ooh, that's a good point, and you should actually recreate that with like a zoom lens and Lego characters. That would be hilarious.
Yeah,
You're gonna have to put some
doing
different eyeballs on the character that plays Rich though,
googly eyes. Yeah.
because you were like Rich was probably pumped full of adrenaline. And for the people that don't know, because we got like 63 people in here right now. For the people that don't know, Flying Rich is Flying Rich because he is actually a pilot and he has
And a plane
survived.
crash expert.
Yes, a literal plane crash expert. He has survived 2 plane crashes with mostly clean pants. So that's a good thing. I like to think of myself as preparanoid, DLD After Dark. Well, dude, it's a real thing. Like the what is the line between preparedness and paranoia, right? And we are gonna, of
Well, the question is, I think it's the percentage of whatever
course
you're
I would.
preparing for is going to occur. So, if you're building a meteorite shelter, then you're paranoid. But
Well, has that happened before?
it has. But so
I'm just kidding.
I
No,
I kind of go between like, if there's a nuclear blast imminent, am I going to don my scuba tank and hang out on the bottom of my pool for a couple hours? Or do I just, get a 3,000-degree sunburn and, just punch out early?
well, so the interesting thing here is like the way I'm looking at it is like this. So there's a question in recovery, like with people that are having substance abuse issues with alcohol, other like illegal
The
substances,
needle
and
wants you too.
the question that they ask is, excuse me, is when are you just a casual drug user and when are you an addict, whether it's alcohol or drugs? And it's when that substance or that thing or that act or activity or whatever it is, right? When that interrupts your daily life, right? Like when have you broken away from your daily life? Like has it negatively impacted your life, your family, and whatever? And that's
I'm a
kind of the same
chocoholic.
way
Fuck.
you are. You actually eat like an entire like 1 pound bars of
I,
Hershey's and
you
stuff
know, I
like
tell you
that.
shit in confidence, and then you do this.
But you've also said that publicly too. So I thought
I
that
don't
was
know about
just,
that. Is it
okay.
so? If I find spots to hide chocolate in the house where my wife won't find it, and then eat it secretively?
That's called closet eating. That's an issue.
No, yeah.
Yeah, which I dealt with that issue too before I was separated from my wife. um, let's just say the only
Oh,
reason
and
I
and
don't deal
then
with it now is because I'm not
and
with
so
her
the
anymore.
the other part about this of secretively eating is secretively disposing
Oh, you
of
got to
the
get
wrappers
creative.
of what you eat.
You got to get
So,
creative.
shoving it in like Amazon bubble wrap sleeves so nobody can see.
Yeah. That's
And
bad.
okay, those of you claiming that I've crashed 3 planes, I can neither confirm nor deny I was flying an F-35 recently.
Oh my God. Here we go. Now this is where the rumors start. All right. So okay, so the way I look at it is basically if people are at different levels of preparedness, right? And you could look at preparedness, whatever you want to call it, being a prepper, which I think is it's got a really negative kind of perception of it, right? Because I think the show Doomsday Preppers ruined what it the public's perception of living a life of preparation and preparedness. And part of that is because they didn't just have people on the show that were normal, right? Like people like us are like, "Hey, look, I'm not preparing for an EMP. I'm not preparing for an invasion. I'm
You're
not
not prepared
preparing
for an
for
EMP?
a tsunami." Well, here's the thing. I'm not preparing for a Chinese invasion. I'm not preparing for an earthquake. I'm preparing for any of these possible things to happen, knowing that most likely it would probably be some type of as far as me needing to use my water, food, shelter, security, like the main four things, it would likely be some type of natural tragic event that brought me to that point, right? It wouldn't necessarily be blue helmets marching through the streets, right? Like it's am I preparing for a Red Dawn event? No. Am I preparing for the
I just thought
possibility?
about it.
Yes.
There's a problem if you get an optic with a blue dot on it.
What's that? Blue helmets?
Yes.
Well, we've already thought about that, okay? And the blue helmets are almost like baby blue, and the blue dots, which my phone is currently leaning on a Gideon optic box right now, so I can't show you all that. I have another one over here, but we're trying to get Gideon optics to make a blue dot, and the blue dot would be darker than
No,
the
they got to make the like a blue chem light. They got to like have you switch up the
do
reticle.
do like a ACSS reticle, but it'll be a chem light long ways.
Yeah. Yeah.
That would be a good idea. And it depends on if it's Chinese blue helmets or the UN. Never mind. Um, so
I want to click on Zanti Misfits comment.
we should probably engage
Not
more and use your
not
face. I'm prepared to eat my neighbors. You know, 9 meals, bro. They say 9 meals, 3 days of the supply chain being broken, and
Hey,
you
I'm good as long as the internet doesn't go down. Internet goes down, that's it. I'm going
bro,
outside.
that's the first thing. Okay, let me say it differently. It depends. Okay. Here's the reality though. I'm preparing for anything that occurs to lose power and internet almost immediately. But does that mean it's
No.
definitely going to happen? Of course not. Look at Ukraine. They've had power and internet almost throughout the entire event. Now,
That's
certain
because we keep
areas,
sending them money.
well,
All right,
they were going to be
can
just fine either way.
we didn't go through the disclaimer. Do you know Crumpy called me before I started John Crump Live today to go through the disclaimer of what I can't talk about?
You know what? I just assumed that you being on YouTube for like 11 years, you probably would know enough, but no, please. You want to go ahead and talk about what we can't talk about?
Yeah, let's talk about what we can't talk about.
Yeah. No, I mean, look, hey Anthony Smith, thanks for coming and hanging out.
Dude,
Um,
I gotta have a sidebar with you. There is a totally messed up YouTube sends you updates on like, hey, we changed our terms of service as a creator. You can this or you can't do that.
yep.
There is crap that they lightened up. I only read this recently. I mean, it might be old. I didn't. I was
But
multitasking.
a lot of it's resurfacing.
But okay. So there's stuff. I don't even want to talk about it. But I'll talk to you offline about it. But they say, oh yeah, this is okay to talk about, but not in graphic ways. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
F no.
Yeah, and
But it
also
supports the blue pill agenda.
of course,
It's like
and
this topic was taboo in the past, but now that we think killing babies is okay. Oh, I didn't mean to say that.
so now be careful, bro, because I've been strike free for over a month now. Okay,
Oh
so
well, you got the wrong guy on.
I mean, clearly, um, but no, in all reality, if they ever make changes, they are making changes because it is going to help them. And
Hmm.
trust me, when you're looking at, look, you know me, and my viewers here, y'all know me well enough. I hate both sides of the government, right? I hate the left right paradigm. Obviously, if I
Oh,
had to
we
only
got to talk
select
about
one,
Trump at PSA.
oh, bro, we'll get there. We'll get there. I already
But
stated my
do you
opinion
know what I've been
on
chomping at the bit to do with you?
one thing at a time, Rich. Dang. What's that?
Frick, well, I just had some chocolate, so um, I've been that video. I want to go through the comments.
Oh yeah, we do need to do that. We can do it at the end of the night. At the end of the night tonight, we can do it if you're still awake. Um,
Ooh.
so here's the thing. Like I very much so dislike both sides of the left and the right, and it's, in my opinion, it's two wings on the same beast, two heads of the same snake. Like they're the only thing that I can say is like I can't even say like I'm an absolutist because that's very that that term is very absolute, right? So like because there are some things that like once you've been challenged on, you start to think differently. And I'm actually going to have a guest on the show in the next week or so that we had a very high level conversation, and I was not expecting this. It was a casual conversation that all of a sudden when you're challenged on your beliefs and you start to go down like a line of questioning, you're like, oh my god, people are running around saying that I'm a freedom absolutist, but right, or I'm a constitutionalist absolutist, but Hunter Biden shouldn't be able to buy a gun. Hunter Biden lied on the 4473. It's like, bro,
Mm.
you just said 2 weeks ago that 4473s are infringements, right? But you're rooting for this person to experience
It,
tyranny because they don't think like you, right?
and
Like
and so I have some duplicitous thinking that way with like rare breed trigger.
we all
I
do.
I I think anybody high up in the company is a big douche canoe. Uh, but I think the Second Amendment is the only federal gun law that should exist,
Yeah, agreed.
which basically means I get to keep and bear weapons.
Yeah, and they should have absolutely no say in what that is or what that looks like.
Ding, ding, ding. Winner, winner, chicken dinner.
But this is one of those conversations that I had with that very intellectual individual, and it kind of I don't want to give it away because it's going to be a really great stream, but you start thinking a little bit differently, right? Um, but and we'll kind of get back on that,
Well,
but here's
do
here's
you have a year's worth of food? Do you have
no,
a
I have a
hundred
year.
grand in in cash? And do you have a really cool off-road Lexus? Oh no, never mind.
So here's the deal. A year of food, I don't think that 100 grand in cash is necessarily the most wise thing. And if so, if you are going to stock cash, because I do have stockpiles of cash, but it's not in hundreds. Like you could if you went out to a gas station right now at what 11 p.m., you probably couldn't spend 100, right? And what is
Right,
the
right.
most commonly counterfeited
100.
bill? A
Well, it
100,
is the
right?
biggest bill. It's
It is.
unfortunately as far as current circulation. But you're right about that. So financial, like if you're talking about long-term financial investments, probably the worst thing you can do is have cash sitting around.
Of course. Yeah, that's a tool if society is still held together, right?
Correct.
But the
And
reality
and
is
we're
that
talking about deflation or inflation, I should say, inflation going on and the deflating value of the dollar because of it.
yeah,
So stockpiling cash is not a good thing.
No, no, not at all. And I also think that stockpiling precious metals, depending on, so it all depends on what happens and where we're at, right? Because
I'm invested in precious metals,
lead, brass,
copper.
copper, yeah. But that's ammunition would be way more valuable than money. Firearms. That's one of the reasons why I built 30 effing Glocks, because that in my eyes, I see that as, of course, something that I love to do, something that I enjoy, but it's also something that could be used as currency and as bartering and skills and the ability to trade and do things for, because look, for the person with you know, 100 grand in gold, right? And they have all these gold bars. That's dope. If society has their basic
Wait,
needs
are you
met.
talking about that congressman
I don't know what congressman you're talking about.
Menendez in New Jersey who had like stacks of gold bars?
Yeah, I don't know anything about that, but I know that. Okay, so let's use Mr. What, Menendez? Mendez? What was his name?
Yeah, he was taking bribes, and the Egyptian government was paying him in gold bars.
I mean, the reality is that, like, any amount like that, and it depends in what proportion of what else you have outside of that, right? If it doesn't impact your you know, day to day life as it is, or your future, if you know, God, Lord willing, that we actually have one. But the thing is that those things only work if society's basic needs are being met, right? If
Right.
people
If we have a
are,
civil society.
yes, because if people are starving to death, if people are dying of thirst, if they walk up to your camp like, "Hey, can we trade?" And you're like, "I have this piece of metal you can't do anything with," they're gonna be like, "Bro, I don't care about that, but I will shoot you in the face for that, you know, pail of dirty water." Right? Like, it's, so it all depends on where we are. So it's almost one of those things where, like, you can't put too much in each category of things that you're, you know, preparing for. If I could, if I had my
Well,
way, I
it's like what they say about diversification.
yeah. I would honestly, I would much rather buy land and start planting trees and crops and have livestock, and then literally, you know, go to you know, renewable resources, right? Like, the look, if you live next to, you know, like the woods, or, you know, forest or whatever, the reason that through every season, you look at the seasonality of things, the forest, the woods, they always return, right? Through the winter, all the leaves fall, everything dies mostly. And then all of a sudden, spring hits, summer hits, and everything comes back, right? It is a self-sufficient, you know, it's a small ecosystem in itself, and it literally keeps itself going. With the shit that falls on the ground, feeds nutrients back into the soil, and then those feed nutrients back into the plant life, and it brings itself back to life.
I'm trying to figure if Princess Kicking Butt slipped in a dirty message here. She
Probably.
said it's good to be a hydraulics engineer.
Yeah, I don't know about that one.
And I think that's a dirty message.
It could be. It could be. But my point is, so if you could create a small ecosystem on your own property, which, you know, trees, oh my God, trees, we're talking a century. Like, trees can live for over a century and continue to bear fruit, continue to, you know, feed, you know, and whatever. So, like, that's, if everything, depending on where each person's life is, we're all in different places, right? But if I could, I would set up something like that. Right now, I'm unable to, right? Just based on where I am, where I'm positioned geographically, and, you know, where I live, I'm unable to.
I want to hit on something Man Against the Masses had
Okay.
just said. If you fill up a bathtub with water, how long will it stay? Because I I have never had a bathtub full of water stay more than an hour.
So it depends on a couple things. Are you just plugging the drain, or are you actually plugging the drain?
So what I do, part of my hurricane kit is, let's see, there's two tubs in the house. I have like the thinnest viscreen plastic drop cloth you can get. and I fill the tubs with water when we have a hurricane coming, and I forget the amount of bleach I have to put in, but it's like per 5 gallons, it's like X number of drops of bleach, and that stabilizes the water.
Very good point, Farmer James. And yeah, Rich, that's one of the things that I was going to say is like you have to, and we talked about this offline. You have to actually plug the drain, right? Not just close it, like actually plug it, and then bleach treating it is important too, right? Because it's also tap water. But again, if we're talking about people that are in a position where they are literally starving and dying of thirst, you will be thanking God that you have that bathtub filled up. And not only that, right? Like, do people know how to drink out of a toilet? Right? Like, do you know that you can use plastic bags to fill it? There's bladders. There's so many things you can do for. I got those 7.5 gallon, the blue Walmart polymer, plastic, whatever, jerry cans filled up with bleach treated water. Those are great. But I also have like, pallets of bottled water, but those are consumables,
Oh,
right?
and just get regular bleach. Make sure you don't get scented bleach.
Yes. Don't get scented bleach. Don't do that. Don't be drinking lavender bleach water. And then of course you John Crump, I knew it was rich. Yeah, you're
Oh,
late.
did you pimp who your guest was?
I just said we're gonna have a guest on that is well known in the community or something like that.
No. Oh, and everybody
Or
thought it was Black Diamond Guns and Gear.
yeah, maybe. They come on recently though. Dark has the hobo militia going to rule with an iron fist.
Did
So that's
did
another
you
thing
know
too.
Big Josh is not going to be Big Josh anymore?
What do you mean?
What do I mean? Is it okay to talk about it? Is Big Josh there? There he is.
I don't know. What
Oh, look, he said, "I'll do it. Let's go."
okay. Yeah, you want to send him the link so I don't have to do work
Okay.
with my fingers?
Yeah, yeah. I'll be your bitch. I got
Thank you. It's not the first time. Ayo.
it. Big
Even
Josh.
Josh has no idea what you're talking about.
Big Josh. No, he knows. He did a video.
Well, he may not know. I don't know. He gave the this, right? But backing up a little bit, right? So what I'm talking about on the other side,
Uh,
like the
Josh, there he
relating
is.
it to the forest, right? You can create something that is the only thing that is going to save us, for real save us, is resources that are self-replenishing, right? Like renewable
Mhm.
resources that will continue to give to you even when you don't necessarily put the energy, time, and the effort into it, right? But if you're unable to do that, prepping by when I say prepping, and I really dislike to even use that term and that terminology because once upon a time prepping was just living, right? Like how do I prepare for the future regardless of what happens, whether it's a band of thieves, a prepper book club, whether it's a band of thieves or a hurricane, some type of natural disaster, how do I prepare and stock up shit? Now the shit that I stock up, I know that they are consumables that I'm going to go through. The same thing is ammo, right? This was one of the things I showed off. I sent you the picture of it, right? I was actually really surprised to get this ammo like this, right? But this so when I get ammo, I'm typically getting ammo that I'm going to consume for training and that also I'm going to stock, right? So this I'm just going to throw back in the, shit and I'm going to stock it, right? But there has to be an element of for anything consumable, which, and this has been debated a great deal, which includes magazines. Magazines, in my opinion, are 100% consumables, right? What are your thoughts on that, Rich? Rich, you know, okay. Can you guys still hear me? Can you give me a 5x5? Okay, and there you go. Rich is gone. So, in my opinion, right? Battle pack, cute. Well, yeah, I mean, it's just one little thing of 300 rounds, right? I actually ended up getting it replaceable parts. Yep. Hold on, let me see. Bring it back. You there?
Yeah, you know what it is? I went off screen to send Josh the invite. So,
Ah, I
so
see.
yeah, if you're not running around with a dump pouch, magazines are consumable.
Yeah, and not only just like just that, of course, as you use them, if you're in a firefight, like you're saying, if you're not throwing them in a dump pouch, which look, if you're in a gunfight and rounds are being exchanged between both parties, the likelihood of if you win, God bless you, are you gonna go back through and literally pick up all your empties? Like, it's unlikely, right? Like, right now, I'm like and I'm gonna make a joke about this later because I'm, like, matching magazines with, like, shit, but as long as they fit in, like, look, this regardless if it's this, beautiful gray Lipsy's custom mag, and it may not look gray right now, but then I put a black one next to it, and that there you go, that'll show you the difference. Like, yeah, I'm making stuff all pretty right now using the gray magazines with the gray Glock frame and whatever, but dude, that shit ain't gonna matter if shit pops off, you know? But yeah, they're all consumable, so, you need to pick up mags on a consistent basis because whether you're even just using them in training and practicing and going to the range and whatever, they could break, they could become damaged, they could people are using all these goddamn aluminum, base plates on their Glock mags and shit, and they're stripping the nubs off every time that, they put them
Mm,
on and take them off, right?
be careful with your nubs.
Be careful with your nubs. Don't nub your nubs off, right? And then all of a sudden you go to put the OEM base plate on and that shit is flappy. You don't want flappy nubs.
Hmm. Hmm.
White
Well,
Scout
I think
survival.
a
I don't
couple of
know. Hold on,
things.
real quick. I have to say this:
Yep.
White Scout Survival. Your cousin, Mr. White Scout Survival, your cousin banned me. DLD After Dark is officially banned from the Black Scout Survival podcast when he does live streams. And
Didn't the last time like you dropped him some money and he's like, "Oh yeah, I'll come on your show"?
not him. No,
No, that wasn't you. Didn't super chat him. And
no, not him.
did you take him up on that offer? If you gave him like $400, he'd talk to you about YouTube for 8 minutes.
So that wasn't me.
Did
That
you
was
you
somebody
passed
else.
on that? I know
Yeah.
you said it was somebody else, but I'm real sure it was you.
Yeah, no. I actually have the screenshot, but it has the person's private info in it, so I'm not gonna share it. But yes, somebody hit up Black Scout Survival, and this may be exactly
Or
why he banned me because,
how
uh,
how many subs does Black Scout Survival have?
I don't know, probably like 500,000, something like that.
Oh, really? He is that up there? Okay.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, when he goes
So
live, he'll have a couple thousand people in there,
MGB, how many subs does he have?
60,000, something like
Oh,
that.
okay.
Yeah.
Eh,
Flappy Nubs, Farmer James.
in MGB, he gave us what, like an 8-week YouTube class for free.
Yeah, yeah.
And do you know what
Dude,
he asked at the end of it? He's like, and make sure you share this information with other people. It was
yeah.
like, keep it a secret. It
So
was like,
look,
hey, make sure you share and mentor other people. I'm like, oh my gosh.
some people are here to truly live a life of care, contribution, and giving to other. I'm just saying, right? And some people are not. And I will always keep that mentality no matter what. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Um, but getting back to it, so obviously
Until you
water,
get 500,000 subs, then you're gonna be Black Scout Survival pimping shit nobody needs.
bro, no, never, never. It doesn't
By the
matter.
way, this episode brought to you by Tech Knives.
Yeah, right. But here's the thing. If at any point, right? So right in front of me, tack knives, right here, right? You know why I pimp this shit? Because the shit is great and it works and I love it and use it, right? But I'm never gonna be like, oh my god, like fucking EMPs and Chinese balloons and fucking vaccine lettuce and buy my turkesterone, like
By the way, use Flying Grinch as your no, I don't even know what my code is at Gideon Optics, but it's like
flying.
FLYINGR. It's like what?
Is it wrong?
It's like FLYINGR. I'm like, oh, that sucks.
2000. Hold on, what did I miss? 2000. Sponsored by Olight. This stream is spawned. Look, here's the thing. So when I'm like, oh, check out these tack knives or whatever, right? Tack knives isn't giving me anything to to say, you know what I mean? Like I don't get anything. I got connected with tack knives, and I actually hold on. So a little sneak peek on what I'm going to show you guys
Oh,
later.
wait. Speaking of not getting anything, uh, Joe Juice, Aegis Gun Care has a grease now.
Yes, they do. You know how I know?
You watch today's show with John Crump Live?
No, he sent it to me like 2 months ago.
Are you serious? I got
Yeah.
nothing. Speaking of not getting anything,
Well, when I had him on the show, I actually interviewed him and asked him questions.
are you fucking? I mean, are you
Can you
saying
believe
I
it?
don't? Are you saying I don't ask questions when I have people on the show?
No, it was great. It was great. It was good.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it was great. Good job.
Yeah,
Good
yeah.
job.
No, I'm just
Golf clap.
busting your chops. I'm
Golf
busting your
clap.
chops. No, I mean, it just came up in conversation. That's all that it was. But I
So
actually, and
you got
this is
greased by Aegis, and I didn't get greased by Aegis.
no. So what happened was when we were having a conversation, I had said, "What is the best way that I could contribute to your business?" And he said, "Honestly, the best thing, like what we need right now, we have all these people that are kind of being ambassadors for us on like social media, which is great. Like people like us, we talk about, like I got it right here, and I don't have it right here because it's staged for commercials. It's like we use the shit, right? These are actually new ones I haven't opened yet, but we use the shit, right? Um,
Yep.
and we don't ever talk about shit or recommend shit that we don't actually use, unlike some other people. Gray Note in the building. What's up, man?
Is that
Um,
like brown note but gray?
It could be. I don't know. I don't even know if he knows what brown note is. But I would guess a lot of people don't know what brown note is. DB Cooper, good to see you. Okay, but getting back to it, I asked him what's the best way for me to contribute to your company because I do want to help him. When everyone else does well, we all do well, right? And he said, well, I got this new grease that we're launching, and also I got like these content creators that are out talking about our products, and that's a huge help. But what I really need is gun shops, right? I need gun shops that will do big orders and then sell it.
Ah,
So I said, okay, send me like
MD
4 or 5
Arsenal.
of them. I'll go drop them off and introduce you to people. So boom, dropped one off to MD Arsenal, and I'm going to go to some other gun shops that are local where I have a little bit of influence and say, yo, hands down, this is the best cleaning and lubrication solution on the market. Give it a shot, contribute to them. I'm giving them something free. And then when they use it, they'll see that it's superior. Then it'll be like boom, and then everyone
My
is happy, right?
my local gun shop closed. I got to get a new guy.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
I have a new
And
EMP proof grease.
and he had a hey, Big Josh.
What's up,
What's
brother?
going on? How's it
How are
going?
you?
So Big Josh, can we talk about Big Josh not being so good?
Yeah, I guess so. I had gastric sleeve surgery.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
How are you doing with recovery?
pretty good. I mean, I the first the first 6 days were pretty bad.
Yeah,
Just because you're not used to just drinking like liquids, basically,
yeah,
Hmm.
and and so that really sucks because if you're like me, like I love food, I just love the taste of food. Like
Hmm.
yeah,
and it's not even like I'm fat for a reason, Like I
Hmm.
love the way food tastes. So it's like a food addiction, and it's not even like it's not even like you can help it. It's not like something you just kind of. It's not like a disease. It's none of that. It's I like the way food tastes, and
yeah,
going from that to liquid
yeah.
is absolutely awful. Like it's literally like one of the worst things. But
Well, one question I would
the
have
trade-off
on
for that,
that, it's
yeah,
just a really quick
go ahead.
question. Before you continue, is that a gigantic naked Peter Griffin doll behind you?
So excuse my table. I've got a bunch of
Okay,
stuff
that looked way bigger and way further away. Sorry.
So this is actually from my childhood. This is a an Ultimate Warrior. Um, what do they call these? Wrestling buddies back in the day. This is from Tonka Toys, man. This is old school. This is like
Really?
when I
Nice.
was like 6 years old. Yeah.
I was gonna say that's probably like what 30, 40 years old, something like that.
Yeah, I actually have, if you can see back there, I have a Hulk Hogan, I have a Macho Man, and I had Ted DiBiase all from my childhood.
Oh
Oh
my
yeah,
gosh, that's so cool.
nice. Look at
Yeah.
that. Yeah, I see him back there.
That's
Nice.
Oh, yeah,
crazy
yeah.
cool.
It honestly, it looked like it was way further away, like on a bed, and I was like, oh, are you like
Yeah.
cuddling with it, or
Oh, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, but I don't think my wife would allow me to do that. I don't know.
yeah, I know,
So
right?
how many
Yeah,
days
big
post-op
mistake,
are
yeah.
you?
I am 20, what is today? I had it on the 1st, so whatever today
26,
is.
26,
wow.
I think.
So
And
you're talking about
lost.
eating liquids. Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Sorry.
No, I was just gonna say. So since pre-op, week pre-op, I had to do basically a liquid diet for pre-op, and it would lasted a week. And at first they tell you it's liquid, and then they tell you it's not necessarily liquid. You just can't eat fat or can't have carbs. And basically, the reason why they tell you to do that is so that your liver will shrink, so they can get to your stomach better. And she was like, you can have chicken and you can have vegetables, but that's it. And so basically just no fat and no carbs. And so I survived on that for a week, but I probably should have done just liquid because it would have prepared me for the 2 weeks after that of just doing liquid. But post or pre-op, I think I lost like 10 or 12 pounds or something like that in that week just by doing that. And then since pre-op to now, 26 days or whatever it is now, I've lost 42 pounds.
Whoa!
Dang,
Yeah, it's nuts.
you do look you do look a lot thinner.
It's well, I don't think you can tell that much, except for like my face. You can tell in my face a little bit, kind of.
Your
goes
face
down instead of
definitely
being
looks
kind of
thinner.
fatter. But when you see me in person, you'll see me. It's like you can see I'm actually in a 3X shirt. I haven't been in a 3X shirt in like probably 8 years.
Dang.
So Josh, are you gonna be shooting a CMMG shirtless?
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Okay, just checking. Make sure
I still got all of this. Like it's still here. It's just slowly fading away. Is all.
You guys keep going.
It's slowly fading, and which is cool,
So the next question I have for you: did Alaskan Ballistics hook up with you or no?
No, I haven't heard from him at all.
Oh, okay.
Look, here is the best thing about the North Coast Tactical Tuck Holster. Okay, first off, this is a super dope ghetto camouflage, right? The Supreme with the red interiors, it's fire. But Josh, as a larger man, can carry this in this condition with the clips super high. And when he, after he, continues on with his recovery and all that, and he turns into a super slim man with like a 9-pack and stuff, then he can adjust these down, right? These have holes going all the way down. He can adjust his North Coast Tactical Tuck Holster. Maybe not in the ghetto camouflage, but he'll be able to adjust it to be able to, fit his stature. So this is why I love it.
They all do that. Every tuck holster does that, which is really cool. I'm glad you brought that up. They all do that. And if you, like you were saying, if you lose a little bit of weight and you think that you can stick that up in front of you, just move it down, man, and it goes with you. So it's like you buy this one because you're a big dude, and then if you lose weight, then guess what? You got something that you don't have to buy a new holster. It's literally, you don't have to waste money on a new holster. It's already there. So
yeah, and I'll also say that look, even when I was like way thinner, it was still way more comfortable to carry your gun lower in your waistband. Like it was always more comfortable. So I think
for sure.
No matter what, I'll probably still continue, rocking it like that. But just having the option of being able to adjust it is huge. And like you said, every single tuck holster, even the quick ship options, you can still adjust it all the same. Every single tuck holster, it's all the same. And shout out to North Coast Tactical. I had an idea. Okay. So what I'm thinking, and let me know if I'm psycho, I want to, and I don't care, I'll wait 2 years for this if I need to. What I'm thinking is getting a tuck holster made, but seeing if, as opposed to a clip like this, if he can do 2 little slits on it like that, to where I could mount it on my Galco, you know what I'm saying? Dude, that would be dope. We may have to figure out some type of, other, like, retention thing, but, I mean, as long as you got 2 slits in it, you can clip it in there
Yeah.
super easily,
Can,
so
can I can I,
I think
interrupt the holster commercial for a second?
sure.
Can Dark, maybe you can answer JC9's question where he says, Rich, could you ask Josiah when a PSA is coming out with a 308 Jackal? Can you answer that question, Dark?
I can't. I'm not allowed to.
Well, I thought you were going to say that Josiah's never going to talk to me again, but
Here's what I'll say. You're probably much closer to seeing a 308 Jackal in your future than Flying Rich ever will. I'll say it.
or a PR trigger before June of next year.
Yeah, that's true. Rich does wonders for himself in the community. John Crump Live, thank you for the super chat. He says California just filed for an emergency stay in the Duncan v. Bonta. This is the standard
High Cap
capacity magazines.
Yeah. I say hi facetiously, so
Yeah, it's what they call it.
I
right?
figured
Like,
that was coming.
yeah, this is them fighting back against freedom, independence, and liberty, right? And we just have to continue to fight, man, because California and Washington, where all these things are happening, like that, everyone that's like, just move, bro. Like, no, we cannot just keep moving, because the ideas, right? The opposing, and I hate to say it like opposing, because it makes it sound like we're against them. But look, every single person can be woken up, right? But the reality is that the people that currently have opposing beliefs, that's better. Um, they're not going to run away. They're going to fight until they achieve something, and then move to the next state, then move to the next state, right? That's why you don't just see bad shit happening in Cali, New York, Connecticut, Massachusetts. Bad shit happens there too, right? But look, they popped up in Virginia, boom, took away private transactions. They pop up here, they tried to pass, boom, what we consider standard capacity magazines and assault weapons and all. And then they come up in Ohio, boom, and Illinois, boom. And they're going to constantly do this until they achieve Californication across the entire country.
So I see a lot of people talking about staying, and probably one of the most difficult decisions that has haunted me, I mean, in my sleep in the worst way, is I sold the house that my family had for over 100 years that my relatives built in New York, and I just pulled the plug on New York. There is a point at which it doesn't make a lick of sense anymore. And
That's kind of like the
financially,
same situation it is with being fat, man. Seriously, like I was at 342 pounds, and there becomes a time when you're just too far gone. You know what I'm saying? You can't do it on your own. And if you don't have enough people in that state that actually wants that, California's a little different. Upstate California, like they actually do, like Second Amendment rights, stuff like that. But New York, man, is just like, I think it's at the point to where it's too far gone. Like, seriously.
Yeah, for the most part. So, Josh, were you having medical issues, or were you just like, I'm out?
No, it was it was basically I knew a bunch of people that had it done, and they were very successful with it. And of course, like my whole life, I've kind of been like, I've always been a big person, like my whole life. And I saw that they had great success with it, and I was just like, why not, do everything I can to make sure I'm going to be here for my kids. And that was it for me.
Hell yeah.
Because I don't want to name names. I know people that had, they started, they're pre-diabetic, and that's when they started like, oh, you know what? This is a wake-up call.
Yeah, it was for me too. Like I was pre-diabetic too.
Oh, okay.
But what was really the problem? I've kind of always been pre-diabetic. I mean, let's be honest. Um, my dad, on the other hand, my dad actually passed away last year, and he has always, from the time I can remember, about being small or very little, he was always diabetic, and my grandfather was diabetic, and it just hadn't hit me yet, because I hadn't been that far. But he had a lot of medical issues that stemmed to the reason why he passed away, and it had to do with him being overweight. He was on dialysis because his blood pressure was not in control, so it like killed his kidneys. He had a lot of problems, man, and when I saw that, I was just like, I got to do something. And I knew that I had tried all kinds of stuff. I knew I'd tried every diet you could think of, keto, low carb, everything. And at the point that I'm at now, or the weight that I was at, it just wasn't working anymore. And I guess it's the point of getting older. I'm 37 years old. So I was like, it's at the point of getting, yeah. So at the time, it doesn't work anymore. So it's like, then what else? Well, drastic, measures seem to work. So that's what I did.
Yeah.
Good for you.
And it was completely covered with my insurance. I didn't have to pay for any of it. So.
Oh, wow. Good for you.
For
I'm going to talk for Dark and myself. I mean, we all struggle with weight. That's like, I'm heavier than I want to be. And for me, it's a couple of factors. One, I know if I get to 175, which is super tough for me, I'll sleep better. And I think I've got a lot of issues with sleep apnea, which, also can lead to all sorts of other complications. And, just being fit, like, frick, we're just walking around college campus this weekend. Like, a 20-minute walk, that sucks.
And I just want to say really quickly, Farmer James says, I will enormously recommend a bicycle as a means of exercise. So he's actually mentioned that a lot, and I've had several people recommend, riding a bicycle for exercise. And the freedom, like when you go out and ride a bike, and it is a hell of a workout, but also, man, just going out, the wind in your face, and it's so much fun, man. So I am going to get back on a bike.
I got to do that too.
Plus, when it comes to prepping, I know we're off topic, but obviously, I don't care. It's important to talk about this kind of shit, right? To show people that we're all real human beings and stuff. Man, for prepping, bro, the silent means of transportation where you could outrun every single person on foot. Good God. Plus, if you get really skilled at riding a bike with no hands or one hand, boy, you can do some damage on a bike.
Yeah,
for
You're
sure.
too funny.
I've never been a bike rider, but I think that my whole point with doing this was basically like, I would relate this back to a prepping situation. Think about like me being as big as I was. You're not really prepared at all. Like, I mean, you're a big fat sack, and you're basically just like you would be a drain on your family if you had to try to protect them.
Yeah.
So that's the way I looked at it. And so to me, my whole plan is, they say that more than likely, because I was 342 pounds, I will lose at least 100 pounds is what they said. And so if I can get down to 240, to me, that's about what I should be at normally anyway, because of my size and stuff like that, and age, I guess. But to me, that's getting down to fighting weight. And to fighting weight, I mean being prepared to deal with whatever I got to deal with. If I have to take off and run to my child, or run to protect somebody, or run to my wife, or whatever, I want to be able to do that without having to try to run to the mailbox and be out of breath.
Yeah.
So that was my whole point.
In the reality of a bad situation, whether it's for 2 minutes of your life or for 2 years of your life, if you have to throw another body around you and run, bro, it's even my 56 or 60 now pound daughter, lifting her up, keeping her in one arm while keeping one arm free, and trucking for a hot minute, like, man, it is a workout. And this year I told myself, hey, I'm gonna do whatever I can to get in as the best condition that I can, but also do so while doing, training and going out and shooting and, measuring my, skills and abilities more, like draw to first shot and, carbine shit and, all that kind of stuff, bill drills
Yeah.
and 1 to 5s and, you know, just anything that I could do to actually measure like where I'm at and get better while working on fitness. And I'm nowhere near where I intended to be by this time of the year, but
Yeah.
I've improved, and that's all I could ask for at this point. But that
I
is
seen
one of the
your
best
quarter
things.
second draw or whatever the hell it was. Like I saw that.
Not quarter second, but
Well,
Terran Tactical
wasn't it
did
like
a point
it was
six,
super quick though?
Yeah, point 0.6.
Yeah.
The best I had ever had with an actual hit was 0.53, and we didn't get that one on camera. So I'm like, all right. Now when I would come on a live show and I would talk about it and be like, guys, I'm working on this and I'm getting like 0.8 and 0. This and yada yada. They're like, yo, but if there's no video, then it didn't
Yeah.
happen.
No
So I was like,
proof.
okay, all right. So we went out, we started doing some training more. We were doing the at that point it was the intermediate pistol and advanced gunfighter with the carbine course and stuff, carbine and pistol. And we started doing times, and I was like, all right, I have to record this and post it. Otherwise, like who why are they going to listen to me if they're not actually seeing
Yeah.
it? So, but then
Yeah.
so the dead center shot from hostage, that was 1 second. So people were saying, oh, Dark did a from hostage, hands in the air, to a draw from a level 2 holster to a shot right in the A zone at 0.6. That was actually not true. That was from my hands down, like basically on my gun was 0.6 seconds. My hostage hands in the air with the with the alpha shot right in the center, that was 1 second flat on the dot. So going from hostage to a low ready makes a huge difference. You'll be nearly twice as fast. So
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
sorry. That's my thing. But it's all about
I wish I could
improvement.
do that. I can't do that fast, but it takes all kinds of practice, man. Skill is just you just practicing to get it where you want it to be at.
So now,
Thousands and thousands of times drawing. That's it's a lot. And mixing it up with gear too has been a challenge too, because sometimes I'll rock my Safariland SLS with the Beretta M9A3, and then sometimes I'll rock the Safariland ALS with the Glock 19X, and that'll do a number on you. Like you're going for different shit, but yeah. Sorry, Rich, what were you saying?
Yeah.
so Josh, you're 26 days into this. What kind of food are you eating right now?
Juice.
Basically, I have survived on eggs any way you can eat them, basically, and refried beans, basically,
Wow.
and protein shakes.
That's impressive.
Yeah, that's it, man. They say you can puree food, but I asked. So it's weird. Like once you go through this at the hospital that I went to, a lot of people go down to Mexico and do it because they have a really good doctor down there that does it or whatever. But I have a pretty good doctor up here where I live at, and he's done tons of them. Like I said, I've known like 5 people that have had it done and had great success with it. So I had the sleeve surgery, which was basically very not invasive. Like it's basically just like one cut, and it's just like the whole side of your stomach, and they cut it in half. Basically, you lose like 85% of your stomach, and so basically your
Dang.
stomach's it's left like the shape of a banana is all you have for a stomach, basically. And
Jesus.
when they cut that, when they cut that, they cut it all in one like swoop, and it cauterizes your wound as it does it, and it also puts staples in it as it does it. And it's just like one continuous cut.
Wow.
And then they just basically, they pull your stomach out of it's all laparoscopic, so it's just like 5 little holes in your abdomen. And they make one just a little bit bigger, and they pull your stomach through that hole, and they just kind of shimmy it out. And you're done. And I know people that have had the gastric sleeve, which is where they like have to reroute stuff, like they reroute your intestines and stuff. And I didn't want to do that because they said I would have, just as much success with this than I would the gastric. So I just went ahead with the sleeve. But I forgot where I was going with that, other than the fact that when you're doing this, they have a really good team that of dietitianists and stuff like that. So basically, you can talk to them at any time if you have questions. And so you call them, they give you pointers on what to eat, what not to eat, what to stay away from. Because at the entire first month that you have this done, your stomach has to heal, obviously. And so that's why they give you 2 weeks of just straight up for 2 weeks after surgery. Of course, you're not really hungry after surgery either, because your stomach's so small that you're not even really hungry. And I'm not even really hungry now. I just, in my head, I'm used to like times of eating. Like if I'm going out to meet Josh and go to the range or whatever, I'm usually stopping and getting lunch on the way there. So going to do that in your head, you're like, I ain't stop at Taco Bell. but you know, you're like, oh yeah, well, I couldn't eat that even if I wanted to.
It's almost like when you quit smoking, the things that you associate with a cigarette, like a cup of coffee and a cigarette, a break with a cigarette, you know, like that was one of the most difficult. Well, I have quit other things too, but you know that was a really difficult thing, that your mind associates that, like, that route to Josh's with eating, right? Or you know that, or the trip to the range with eating, or leaving the range, or something, right? So like breaking through, the only way to break through to the other side is developing new habits, and going through something like that is, I mean, you're really being forced to develop new habits, because you can't just go start eating up an assload of food, and you know, so that's, you know, that's
that
good.
was the whole reason for me, because it's all portion control. Regardless what anybody says, you can eat whatever you want as long as you eat smaller portions of it. You're going to lose weight, because it's calories. Like if you're eating 1,200 calories or 1,000 calories a day, which right now I'm eating like 5. I'm eating like 500 calories a day. No matter what, you're going to lose weight. Period.
You're running a 1,500 calorie deficit.
Yeah, basically. I mean, to the weight that I was at, they were like, just the weight you're at right now, in order to maintain that weight, you have to eat like 3,000 calories a day. So I had to be like 4,000 or 5,000 calories a day, easy.
Damn.
And so they're like, you know, going from that to, you know, 500, you're going to lose weight, period.
Yeah.
Now, what about alcohol?
Real quick, let me just answer DB. DB Cooper, good question. Dark, doesn't it F you up to transitioning between the Glock and the M9 or the M93, the grip angle and presentation, etc.? So it can, but what I've done is, like, when I'm going to a session, if I'm going shooting, then I'm shooting with that the whole session, right? So if I'm going out and I'm doing a class, then I'm committing to whatever platform I got on my rig, right? There was a time where I always bring both handguns with me, just in case someone else needs one, or because all of us run QLS on our system. So they could take my Glock and I could take the Beretta, or vice versa. If they have Glock mags, but they forgot their pistol, because I have forgotten my pistol before. And that was a mistake I made in one of the classes. So I dedicate the whole time to it, but I find it as like cross training, right? Like if you go to the range and you bring your AK, like your AR muscle memory shit doesn't mess you up, because you know you brought the AK to the range and that's what you're running, right? Same kind of thing, like is that basically. So hopefully that answers your question. Sorry not to go off topic here.
Oh no, I can't remember what we're talking about now.
Yeah, sorry.
Drink a beer.
Basically, beer. You can have alcohol if you want. You can't have really sugary alcohol. Like if you want to drink like a mixed drink or something like that, probably not going to happen, because what they have is what they call dumping, and it's when your body. It usually happens with drinks because your body will ingest. For some reason, liquids kind of go right through you instead of staying in your stomach very long, because it's so small, I guess. And at the bottom, I guess, is what they call when they have liquid or some kind of sugary substance go through your stomach very quickly and go to your intestines. It gives you like this, like a nauseous and throwing up kind of feeling. It's really weird. They call it dumping.
Wow.
Yeah. So that they tell you to basically stay away from carbs, stay away from sugar. Obviously, that they don't want you to do that. But probably like a year out, you might be able to eat some carbs. You might be able to eat some sugar without that happening. But for the most part, like the first full year, they're just like, don't even do that, because you're going to set yourself up to have this dumping feeling, and it's not going to be pleasant. So
You know,
Wow.
a
I
really
honestly, I was never really a big drinker anyway, so it didn't really bother me.
so that's kind of a really interesting thing because from diabetics like type 1 diabetics, one thing that a lot of people don't really talk about is what alcohol metabolizes to. And
Sugar.
alcohol metabolizes to sugar. Yeah. So, even if you just were to go drink a shot of straight whiskey, that may kind of give you the same type of
Yep.
effect. Maybe. I don't know. Um,
That's what
but
they
yeah, that's
say. I mean,
crazy.
that's why they say the liquids are the worst because my wife actually had the sleeve surgery done like 5 years ago.
Mm,
And she said the same. She said that happens now, still 5 years later. If she drinks like a sugar, and of course she's drinking like a girly alcohol drink or whatever,
mhm.
that drink will normally make her sick after one shot. I mean, it's just like. But
How
like
did
I
she
said,
do
I
with
never.
her? How did she do
She did
with her?
good. I mean,
Good.
she's kept it off and didn't. I mean, the thing was is that she wasn't. I thought that she was never really big enough to have it done anyway, but she did
Mhm.
because she's had other people in her family do it, and she's always been good though. She's always kept everything off, and it's never been a problem. Her mom was the same way. Now her mom was a little bigger, and she had it done like 3 years ago. Man, she is tiny now. It's crazy, and she's kept it off for 3 years. So it's very, in my opinion, the reason why I did this is because of the portion controls there. For me,
Mhm.
I told the doctor when I went in there, I was like, "Look, man, I could chug like a Dasani, like 33-ounce water if I'm really hot and thirsty. I could chug that whole thing in one sitting and be fine. Like, and I don't feel
Yeah.
full or anything. Like, I just want water." And I was like, "So my stomach's probably pretty big." And he was like, "Okay, well, we're going here." And then when he came back, my wife was in the room before I came back in there. He was like, he wasn't lying. It was actually really big. So I don't know how big my stomach was, but I imagine it was pretty big.
Yeah.
Uh, but that portion control is always going to be there, and I think it takes you a long time for you to stretch it out. And for you to stretch it out, you really have to not pay attention to portions at all. You just have to constantly eat and stuff. And I could not imagine doing that the way I feel right now.
Yeah.
Seriously, this is not a joke. I can go to Taco Bell and get a because I can do that if I'm out or whatever and I'm hungry or whatever. That's the only thing I can basically eat is refried beans. So I have to
Mhm.
go out there and get a side of refried beans. You know how small they're like the little bowls are they have there,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Oh, for
I
sure.
can't even eat. I can't even eat that full bowl without being hungry.
Oh, geez.
It's like 4 bites in that bowl, and which is basically like half of it, and you're full.
Dang.
So it's pretty crazy.
That's crazy. Well, ruins gums. Hold on.
That's the other thing too with preparedness, though. Bringing it back to that, think about being diabetic and stuff like that, and being in
Mhm.
the apocalypse or whatever.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
just
you're
another
screwed.
medicine that you have to depend on. If I'm on blood thinner or if I'm on a blood pressure medicine or anything like that, that's all the
Yep.
stuff you got to depend on. And I just wanted to get off of it because in a situation I don't want to have to worry about being on it, and that's
Yeah.
what this basically is able me to do. So you got to think about that stuff being prepared and stuff too.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, medications and even, people that are on like super restrictive diets. I think we're gonna I think we're gonna realize like when shit pops off, and let's be honest, I think a lot of us have the feeling that right now is probably the closest we have been in our lifetime of feeling like we're right on the cusp of some type of big engagement, right? I don't want to say like nuclear war or an invasion or whatever because we don't really know what's going to happen. But this is like the closest we've ever been, and I'll tell you what, all those fools out there with the vegans and the people allergic to gluten, we're going to find out
Mm.
real quick they don't give a shit about gluten or vegan, whatever, when they're literally having to walk over corpses to get their Tai Chi latte from
I
Starbucks.
was
Like,
gonna say, yeah, my daughter getting her $15 latte and putting it on my credit card.
yeah, yeah, no,
Uh,
that ain't gonna happen. And watch, they want us to live in those types of environments and still patronize, Starbucks and Amazon and Walmart and all that bullshit because they want to normalize shit. And I think that since we're dealing with all this just rage of all this constant negativity while regular life is still going on. I think they actually want to push us to some type of conflict while society is held together. Does that make sense? You know what I mean?
I constantly, Glenn Beck hasn't talked about this in a while, but he talks about the concept of like push, push, nudge, nudge, and shove. And that he also calls it the Bubba effect, that eventually you're going to do something dumb enough, you're going to set off a bunch of Bubbas. And I'm kind of shocked that we haven't gotten to that point yet. I'm not saying we should or like cheering it on. I'm just surprised there's not a lot less reasonable people that are prepared for things that haven't popped off already.
Yeah. So with what we thought about was being what is in the coming, basically, I don't think I've ever asked y'all this, and I don't think we've ever had this conversation before. And I hope y'all don't care that I say this, but this is what I see coming: the rapture.
Oh my gosh, you should talk to my wife.
You know, there's been a lot of conversation about that, and I
It is very biblical. You know, good will be seen as evil, evil will be seen. I'm like, holy cow!
Weird.
it's a lot. There's
I'm telling you, there's stuff in the Bible that was just like there's cities in the Bible that were destroyed. Sodom and Gomorrah. Those places were destroyed for what we're allowing to be done in our nation right now.
Mm-hmm.
It's close. It's closer than anybody could ever imagine. It has ever been. Like I know I have heard that my entire life.
Oh, for sure.
Lord's coming back. I've heard that my whole life, and I'm sure my mom and their parents have heard that their whole life. But I'm telling you right now, as far as what is in the Bible, if you look at Bible prophecy of what's happening, you can actually see stuff that is happening in real life, and you can relate the two because it literally says this is going to happen, and it has happened. There's like 2,600 Bible prophecies, and like 2,300 have been fulfilled years ago, not including the stuff that's been happening in the last 100 years. So it's so close, it's stupid. And I always used to think it's going to be world war, it's going to be this and going to be that. And I'm not saying do not be prepared for that, because even in the Bible it tells you to be prepared for that. It tells you to be prepared. If you're not prepared, then basically you're stupid. I can't remember the exact thing of it, but it's basically what the Bible says. So you need to be prepared. But I have turned the corner in knowing in my faith and knowing and reading and doing all my studying and stuff that basically, in my mind, the biggest next thing that's going to happen is going to be rapture, period.
So I think one of the things that and I talk about it all the time on here is becoming the best version of yourself, right? Like, being a person, like when I talk about being kind, right? Being a person of compassion, be caring, be giving. And when we talk about like self-defense, we've had people on here talking about self-defense scenarios that are just like insane, right? Like when we're talking about those things, one of the things that I say all the time is make sure you and your God have a great relationship, because when you walk out the door one day and you say see you later to your wife, that may be the last thing you ever say to your family ever again. So every time you leave, take it seriously. Every time you make it back, you know have a heart full of gratitude, that you've returned, right? Like living a life being grateful, living a life being, just being aware, but also make sure you have a good relationship with God. And now Crump is, and I apologize guys to take it from that, and I promise we can get right back on this, but Crump did send me a super chat, and Crump is asking me to share this. There's a looks like some type of webinar where a guy and two other people are doing like some type of webinar, and the guy has no arms, and he says because I have no arms, I'm not lesser than you guys. Like I can do anything that you guys can do. And this guy on the other side picks up his phone and plays If You're Happy and You Know It, Clap Your Hands. So because of John Crump, I'll play this for you. Hopefully I don't get a copyright. That's for you, Crump. You're one of the only people that can just interrupt the show like that. And the guy says, I'll be doing comedy in hell if you need me. There you go, Crump. Sorry. But yeah, so
ties into what we were talking about.
Yeah, I know, right? But yeah, I do think there's a lot of similarities. I think it's also, we see a lot of similarities in the things that, so okay, I mentioned the Californication of the country, right? Have you guys ever gone back and listened to the song lyrics of that?
Oh gosh, yeah,
Red Hot Chili
it's
Pepper
funny.
song?
We got to be on a parallel like IG stream because I saw that the day before you sent it to me.
Oh, really?
I seen it.
Yeah,
I seen it the other day, and yeah, listening to that, I was just like, that blew my mind, man.
It's
really
crazy. But think about, okay, so let's say that we didn't. So I'm gonna just throw this in there, and this is why when I'm thinking of like when we go and we reread the Bible based on our perception of today, we have those images in our mind of what we compare them to, right? Imagine if you went back and you watched that same reel on Instagram, but they didn't put those pictures up of Greta. They didn't put the picture up of, right? Like
Yeah.
we wouldn't be thinking of that. So of course we can easily tie it to those things when
oh
we
for
see
sure,
them.
yeah.
But it's, I don't know. I'm not disagreeing, and I think that honestly, but I want to be the best version of myself so that when the Lord does come back, or when whatever anyone out there believes, right? When that
That's the
time
thing.
comes,
I have never been a condemning person. I think as I myself, I am a Christian, and as a Christian person, you can't be a condemning person. You are
yeah,
there,
yeah,
and that's where a lot of people actually fall from going to church and all that stuff like that. Really, that happened to me too. I was out of church for 10, 11, 12 years, whatever it was. Basically, the entire time I was in my 20s up until like mid 30s, because I was wronged by people that were in the church, and I heard from other people that you're not wronged by Christ. You were wronged by people that were trying to say they were like him, and they weren't being that way.
And I've said this
So
a couple of times today. Love the sinner, hate the sin, and
yeah, yeah.
I think that's really what we need to live by. And it can be tough.
but on
It can be really
but,
tough.
So
but on the other hand, go ahead.
no, you're good. Go ahead.
But on the other hand, you can't, this is happening a lot now. A lot of people are saying, well, this is the right way, but we're going to be okay with what they're doing just as long as they know that's wrong or whatever. But the thing is, they don't really preach or teach what is going to happen if you don't turn from those ways and basically repent. I mean, that's all it is, basically. Sure. And so they're like, well, I don't know what to say on here because I don't want to do anything on your channel that's going to be bad. But
You
for
can
YouTube
say
or whatever.
You can say whatever you want. Is
basically like if people are acting a certain way, and that's wrong, and like you can't really condemn them for it because that's not your place. But you have to tell them and let them know that that's wrong.
Yeah, it's not your place to judge, but yeah.
On the other hand, you can judge somebody if they're acting as a Christian and not doing Christ-like things. So if you have somebody that is basically,
you mean like Creflo Dollar needing a G6?
Yes, I don't know. If you have somebody that is not proclaiming to be a Christian and is not, and we're just talking about Christianity here. If you have somebody that's not proclaiming to be a Christian at all, and it's just like doing his thing, living his life however he wants to live, you can't really judge them for that. You can tell them what's wrong, and or how do you think it's wrong or whatever, and how to repent from that. But you can't really judge them for that. Although, if you are a Christian and you say that you're a Christian and you're not acting Christ-like, you are supposed to let that guy know what you're doing is wrong, man. and that's not really you judging them. That's just basically, well, I guess it is a form of judgment.
Well, so there's a difference between judging people and accountability, right?
Right.
So
Yeah.
I think that's, you can say it in a loving way and hold someone accountable to, you know, if they say they are X, whatever it is, right? In this
Yeah.
case, if we're talking about Christianity, you can say that if they're saying they are X and then they are not acting as an X, you can, in a very caring, loving way, call them on their bullshit and hold them accountable, right?
Sure.
But just casting anyone out or actually passing judgment on any evil, you can call evil for what it is, right? But I
Yeah.
think it's, we all judge, we're all sinners, right? We all fall in, you know, fall short in the eyes of our God. It's just, I think there's a difference between accountability and actual judgment, and the way that the message is conveyed. And really quickly, so Corn Pop and Kimball, maybe we'll actually have a show focused on that topic, because I think it's deserving of a little bit more, you know, diving a little bit deeper into. And actually this evening I will have to cut the show a little early, so we'll be heading off here shortly. But my bad, Josh, go ahead.
Well, no, I've always been the type of person that's just been like, well, I'm not going to push my views on other people that aren't going to push their views on me. Like I'm completely, I've always been that way. But I feel like what we are going through right now, as far as a nation, as far as the world, and as far as biblical prophecy, I should have to tell people, dude, it's coming. If you're not ready, get ready, because this is definitely coming. There, whether you want to call it the rapture, tribulation, whatever you want to call it, I believe in
Yes.
pre-trib rapture. It is definitely coming. If you're not ready, get ready for it. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, and I think that it's typical for us to immediately search for worldly solutions, right? Oh my God, I need water, food, and shelter and security. I need this, and I
But you
need,
should. You should have that
absolutely,
prepared.
absolutely,
Absolutely, for any situation.
yeah. And you know what? I think one of the things I was kind of touching on earlier is like what Doomsday Preppers, the TV show, did to the preparedness community, right? It made us all look like, what did they do? They started every single episode with, my name is Cletus and I'm preparing for a Chinese
Yeah.
EMP tsunami from, you know, aluminum foil. Like, what? Like, they specifically did whatever they could to make prep. And what did they do that? Because what they can do is they can program people to think that living a life of preparedness is not socially acceptable, right? These people
Yeah.
that live a life of preparedness are mentally deranged. And then here we are 10, 15 years later talking about, no, you removing your penis with a scalpel, slitting it into a vagina and shoving your body. That is what is socially acceptable as long as you wear a mask. So the
Yeah.
yeah, it's crazy. I know we're living in an upside down world. So anyway, before we go ahead and wrap up here, anything else you guys want to close on before we hit the road?
Oh man, I got
I
like
want to.
4 hours worth of material.
Oh yeah,
Oh, I could sit and talk all night. Like, I don't have to be at work. I'm off for a month, so I'm good to
so you're
go.
off for a whole month?
Well, I have been off for a month. I don't think I go back until after the IB88 range day. So
Okay,
Good planning. Good planning.
nice.
yeah,
I can't wait to go out there, man, and see everyone. And
that's the
this,
other thing I was going to ask. Who is going to be there?
I'm gonna be
I
there.
mean, I know you
Dark's
all are
gonna
going to
be
be
there.
there.
Crump's
yeah.
gonna be there.
So I know that like me, Crump, Rich,
Oh, shooting gallery New England.
yeah, Shooting
Yeah,
Gallery New
Joe's going to be there.
England.
Joe was over my house yesterday.
Oh, cool.
I think like
We're shooting guns in my backyard.
2A
Nice,
EDU
nice.
is going to be there. I think I know a bunch of us are coming.
Oh yeah.
I wonder if Hank's going to
Heavy
be there.
32. No, Hank's not gonna be there.
Yeah, I don't think
Oh,
Hank's
okay.
going.
But I'm bringing Walter actually, so I'm gonna be carpooling
Oh,
up
cool.
with
Yeah.
Shooting Gallery New England and Walter Keller, so that's gonna be cool.
I think
Awesome.
Jay the Shooter is going.
Oh, okay, cool.
I think he is. I'll have to double check.
You said Coda Boy's going? I'm sure he probably is.
Yeah, he's staying at the Crump House.
Cool.
Hey, look at that. Safety Haba. What's up, brother? I
Not
swear
that.
he's just lurking back there, and every now once he's mentioned, he's like, boop, me.
Walter's an early riser. What's he doing up with us?
Man, let me just say too, Safety Harbor Firearms, like one of the only places where you can just go and be like, yo, I want this built. And he's like, throws on his fucking mad scientist jacket and just fucking just makes the shit, you know?
Are you fucking with me on that again? Is that what you're just bitter because mine's shorter?
No, I wasn't even I don't know if this is an ego thing, but I wasn't even thinking of you, Rich.
Oh, okay. All right.
I'm just kidding. No,
sounded kind of passive aggressive.
I absolutely could have used that as you know, when we are all building guns to have a competition, and then you have someone else build your gun for a competition.
I drove the roll pin. There was at least one roll pin I drove.
Had a little bit game to it.
Yeah. I honestly don't even believe that, Rich. I don't even believe that you drove one roll pin.
Are y'all going to the cookout at 7 o'clock on Friday?
Yeah,
7 o'clock on Friday.
I was going to be there at 5.
Oh, I thought it was 5.
Yeah. Oh, it might be 5. She told me 7 today. So.
Well, maybe for you it's 7.
Maybe, yeah.
That's messed up.
Make him come late, so he doesn't. Yeah, maybe.
So there's food for the rest of us.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Well, see, they don't know that I had the burgers there.
Well, actually, I think Brandy and Eric have lost a bunch of weight too recently.
Dude, Eric has
have
been
you seen
it.
Eric? Yeah,
he's been crushing in the gym,
good.
dude.
Yeah,
he looks fit, man. Like I watched the little video that Gun Drummer put up not too long ago of him doing the music and stuff at Eric's house. It was just like a little preview. And man, Eric's wearing these like tiny shorts, like military shorts, like probably back in the day, like when he was in the
like James Reeves level shorts.
Yeah, dude. I mean, he looks fit, man. I mean, he's been doing a lot of stuff, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
good on him.
Hey, I just want to show these before I leave. This is oh, come on, there we go. So y'all know I'm all about my tack knives, but I recently got a hold of some very, very cool, beautiful.
Do you know how many times he showed Crump and me this knife?
I sent you like pictures once.
Oh no, but we've like
prior to me getting it, yeah, I showed you guys. But this is these are literally handmade, and they inlaid an abalone stone into the fire button, but also there's abalone stone inside the freaking D2 tool steel blade. And of course, it's got blue hardware. So that's for your boy, Chips Ahoy, for your boy.
Right.
This thing
send me one. Just send me
fire.
one.
Well, you got to pay monies. And then also.
No, you owe me money. You can just send me one.
Yeah, I mean, if that's what you want. This is another side auto D2 tool steel. Crazy light, man. This shit is like dumb light.
Looks like the active self-protection logo.
It kind of does look like that, right? These are Cobra Kai. I'm just kidding. These are Cobra Tech. And the other thing that I actually got to use today, but I didn't even use it. I put it on my belt. This is a push dagger. And when I got out of my car, it caught on something. And man, this is such a badass little push dagger, right? And it fell, and it literally just like started dinging up the freaking blade all over. I was like, dude, really? But actually, I mean, it's not that bad. It's just me being a little biatch. But I put the little tech lock on it, put it right next to my belt loop, and it's just sweep, just a little, you know, if you need a little get the off me blade. These things are ballers, so I'm gonna spend some time with them. You know, I'm gonna see if how these measure up to the tack knives, and yeah, I don't know. We'll see, but so far they're cool. The action is dope, and look, I love my tack knives. Like for the price, for everything you get. By the way, at tack knives, if you use code DARK, you get 20% off. I'm just saying. But yeah, we're gonna put them to the test, and we're gonna see, you know, which ones are which, you know.
Speaking of belt loops, I saw you had your DCC clips or whatever on that tuck holster.
Yes.
How you liking that?
So, real quick, Detective John Campbell, by inlay, do you mean super glue? No, they actually inlay them into the blade. Thank you. So I actually took these off of, you know how we all got like the Rubbermaid bin full of like holsters and like the holster graveyard, right? So
Mhm.
I had an S15 mag carrier from another company that had these clips on it, but it held it so freaking high in my waistband. It was like, this is not
Right.
working for, for the magazine carrier. So I took them off of that and put them on this, and I put the red spacers that came on. I miss that the other one had the North Tactical sticker on it because there's a nice little pop
Oh yeah,
of red. If I could
yeah.
if I could get like one of the tiny little ones, I could probably put another one on there. But no, it's dope. I like it. I think
Have you tried it
without
on gym shorts yet?
yeah, I'm wearing like sweats. I usually wear like sweats around the house, and
Yeah.
I the only thing is like because I typically don't rock like gym shorts, I rock like sweats. It's kind of like over time it'll rip them. I could tell it'll rip them.
Yeah.
But like
It's
for the
definitely
athletic,
stiff.
yeah.
Like those little things on the bottom of them, they're definitely stiff.
Yeah, they're kind of like inverted,
Yeah.
at the
That's what
end
makes
there.
sure it's gonna stay on there though if you have to pull it out, you know?
Yep, yep. So you can use those on anything. If they were more of like the athletic ones, so yes, you can absolutely wear it on sweats. I just was a bitch and didn't want to rip my sweats up. That's all.
What, like
But
Sean John or something?
they're uh
Lululemon.
they're Lululemon.
Yeah.
I know people are gonna give me shit for that, but bro, the most comfortable sweatpants in the world. I'm not gonna lie. And the first pair I got was a gift. Okay, I just want to say that.
Sure, sure.
Do, do your sweatpants say juicy on the backside? Oh, that's
Mine do
great.
all the time.
Right? Juicy, juicy. All right, well, dude, I'm pumped to see you this coming up weekend, and Rich will be there too. And yeah, I'm pumped to see you.
Yeah, fuck
No,
you.
we can.
I'm
Uh,
excited to see you, Rich.
hell yeah,
Okay,
gym
good,
shorts.
good.
We doing Fetterman cosplay. Oh, that's great. Oh man, you guys are too much, man. That's awesome. Not really without somewhere. Sorry, I'm just catching up, making sure I didn't miss anything. Okay, so anyway, yeah, you guys go ahead before we sign off. Remind everybody, like Josh, remind everyone who you are, what you do, where they can find you.
Oh, I run Black Diamond Guns and Gear as a YouTube channel. We also have the podcast, which we haven't done this month at all. And it's 7/6 Tuesday. It's usually out every single Tuesday, but like we said, I've been in the hospital and stuff doing it and
I
doing
need
my
to come
prep.
back on. I need to come back on. I wasn't
Yeah,
able to fulfill the last one, so
man, both of y'all are welcome anytime you want to come on.
Sure,
We
man.
just usually by the time we do it, it's just like it's out of the blue. So we're just like, hey, anybody want to come on? So it's but we usually try to put out a episode every single Tuesday. It's on Firearms Radio Network, on every podcast platform you can think of.
yeah.
And then the YouTube channel and the podcast is where we're at. But we
And
also
it's got to
have the
be
North
one
Coast
of the
Tactical.
coolest names. 7/6 Tuesday, hands down, one of the coolest names ever. Love
Yeah,
it.
yeah, I can thank Josh for that. He came up with that. He's a big AK guy. But
Hell yeah.
other than that, we got the tuck holster from North Coast Tactical, and that's it, man.
Yeah. Dude, I love that you guys are doing the new quick ship options. So if someone's got like a Glock 19 with a TLR 7 or something like that, it's like super freaking fast because a lot of
Yeah,
people were
I've
complaining about the lead time. So to take care
yeah.
of that
That's
ish.
Dude, that's the thing that people don't understand. Like this company is a small mom and pop company. I think they have 4 people that work there in their warehouse or whatever. When we launched this thing, I told the guy, I was like, look, man, his name's Dan. He runs North Coast Tactical. I was like, look, man, when we launch this thing, I tell everybody about it. It's going to go kind of crazy. I was like, are you prepared for that? He's like, yeah, I think I'll be okay. Literally, I was thinking like maybe 500-600 holsters a month, like whatever. Dude, the month of March, we had over almost 2,000 holsters that were made like this, or that were ordered like this, that had the fabric on the outside and stuff.
Yeah.
And he just wasn't prepared for that. And he was just like, I can't handle this. So we literally got so much that we had to shut it down for a month. I mean, and people don't understand these kind of holsters where they're custom like this. take a little bit of extra time. And
Yep.
him being a small place, he didn't have the availability to do that. So that's why we created the quick ship. If people have Glock 19s, Glock 43Xs, P365s, Smith & Wesson shields, all the ones that are normal, let's say normal people will carry, I guess, but not normal people, but you know what I'm saying, the most carried concealed
Yeah.
handgun, I guess.
Yeah, the guns that are normally,
There's
they are
over
the most
20
popular.
though. There's over
Yeah.
20 of them. So I mean,
Yeah.
that's a ton of options in my opinion. And there's even ones with lights, like the one that you have that has a light on it.
Yep.
That's on there as a quick ship option. So that's pretty awesome. And it's just
Yep.
if you want one and don't care about how it looks and stuff, or don't want the fabric around it or whatever to make it comfortable, then you can order just a black one, and it's fine. And it's a quick ship, and it'll be to you within a week.
Yeah.
But if you want a custom thing, it's gonna take
You're gonna wait custom times. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. Dude, I remember when I sent that AK to get the chrome finish on it, dude, I waited almost a year. And I remember calling him one time and I was like, guys, look, I could have sent in my effing tax stamp to get this shit SBR'd, and I would have, if I knew. They were probably like, look, it may take 1 to 2, maybe 3 months, right? And then, of course, it took forever. And I remember calling him like, man, what is taking so long? He's like, have you ever taken down an AK beyond field stripping? And I was like, no. So it's custom shit takes custom time. So if make lefties quick shippable, well, I mean that's one of the right-handed Glock 19, Glock 43X.
It's just a dominant thing, man. I mean, but I mean, there might be, depending on how many people want a lefty, say 19 or a lefty 43X or a 365 or whatever. Quick ship got in 3/8. There you go. So that's what I'm saying. Like literally, those 20 that you see on the thing that are quick ships are literally just sitting there, like 100 of each are sitting in their warehouse ready to be shipped to people. So if you got something that you want just black, that's the best way to go, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's shit. I mean, that's impressive. Any update on the range situation?
Oh, I was going to ask. Good question.
So I just figured that may start another half-hour conversation. That's why
I'll try to keep it short. Basically, no. So we have a court date in December, but that's basically the only update that's there. We haven't done anything. They are going to do sound testing October 25th.
Oh my!
They're doing sound testing. Yeah. The funny thing is, dude, we had a court date in May for this, okay? And my lawyer was like, "You don't need to come because it's just basically they're gonna ask to do sound testing. I'm going to combat it. They're going to tell me whether or not we can do it or not." So he walks in there. He says, "I walk in. Their other attorney said, we're here to talk about whatever, which is the sound testing we wanted to do." And he said that the judge, which is Judge, I can't remember his name, but I was going to say if you're in this area and you're voting for him, you might want to rethink it. Judge, I don't know, I can't remember. Anyway, that's how long it's been since I've, but anyway, he said the judge didn't even let him argue his point of why it shouldn't be happening because first of all, we're in the county and it doesn't need to happen because there's no noise law out here basically.
Right.
Yeah.
And he didn't even let him say anything. He just said they sat down. He said what they're there for, and he goes, "Yeah, I'm going to allow this to happen. Y'all need to figure out the date this is going to be done. It's adjourned."
That's such
and he was just like, "What?" Yeah. So and this guy's supposed to be a 2A judge. Yeah, he's supposed to be a 2A judge, and it's just he's just not. And
so, Josh, I live in Palm Beach County, Florida. The area I'm in is unincorporated. And you have a minimum of 1.25 acres piece of property here. And when I shoot on my property, my neighbor's like, "Oh yeah, I was coming out to shoot with you, but you're already in the house." That's my neighbors.
That's the thing. Like when we all have full-time jobs, we have 40-hour jobs. It's not like we're out there every single day. If we want to, we should be able to, but it ain't like we got the time to do it.
So there are federal real estate laws that give you the human right, okay, of the moment that there's property ownership, you have the right of I don't want to know how much detail we want to go into here, but you and I spoke offline, right? And there are actual fundamental rights of property ownership from on a national level, and it is
Yeah.
there are some elements to her claim that is valid, but they infringe on more of your rights for property ownership. So Kerr, okay, there's something called quiet enjoyment, but there are restrictions on that. And you, because of this whole time, this 1, 2, 3, what, 3 freaking years?
3 years, man.
3 years. So for 3 years, you have not been able to enjoy your property, right? You, when this is
Yeah.
over, could sue the ball sack off of her husband if she's got one. Like you could sue the dog shit out of her because those rights have been taken from you for this time during the court case proceedings.
Yeah. And the fact is that they started out saying I was running a commercial range. Obviously, I'm not running a commercial range. I was making money off of YouTube. That's it. And that, if they want to really dive into it, like it's really not a whole lot of money off YouTube.
Yeah, it ain't nothing big. Yeah.
Yeah. So with that being said, they figured out that the planning commissions is like, he's not running a commercial range. So it switched from that to, oh well, now it's too much noise for me. And so it's like they're switching what they initially even were trying to sue me for or try to get.
Yeah, they're moving the goalpost.
Yeah.
She's not even doing it for money. It's not even a money thing. It's just the person. It's just who it is.
Yeah.
It's
Full
just who she is basically. And I can't really say a whole lot about her because I don't know who's listening or watching, but basically it's the person. And I have other things around me that has happened to other people, to other neighbors that have shown me that it is the person. And it's a control thing. That's all it is.
So you got a Karen.
So that's all it is. And so basically they had in May, they had this thing allowing, they went to fight to have the sound testing. Then they were like, okay, well, figure the sound testing date out. And we were supposed to have a court date on July 5th. That came around. My lawyer was like on vacation that week or something. He's like, I can't do it, man. I already have these plans or whatever. So then the next time it was available was December 3rd. So it's just like, another year down the road, like, and how courts go.
Wow.
So like, you can't really say, well, I need it on this date. Like, it's just whenever the court's available. The funny thing is the whole first year was COVID. That's the only reason why we weren't able to get in court. It wasn't because people were backing it up. It's because they shut all the courts down because of COVID.
Yeah. Well,
what's probably happen again.
There are some stipulations on the her rights for quiet enjoyment. There are much less stipulations on your rights of the highest and best use of property. So I'm hoping that
you have property rights.
Absolutely, 100%. And yeah, that's crazy, man. I can't believe that you got to go through this, man. And I mean, I just it's crazy.
Yeah,
crazy.
Just
I agree.
Everything with a suppressor.
I don't have any suppressors yet.
Oh,
even that. It's
actually, that's not true. I bought 2, but they're just not here yet.
Mm-hmm.
Well, hopefully they get there soon. But even then, it's like, fuck that. You shouldn't have to run a can on every. You know what I mean?
Have to.
Yeah. I mean, you could.
The thing is, it would be different. It would be different if we were in like a neighborhood or something like that. I'm on 8 acres of family land out here, dude. I'm on 8 acres, and she has 12 on the other side of the hill. 12 acres. Bigger than that.
I can't imagine that. I just that's off the chart, Karen.
Yeah,
we're in the middle of farmland out here, and not only that, there's people all around us that shoot. I know of at least 6 people just on my roads out here.
She's probably
to her and been like,
she's probably hearing other people shoot, and then she's blaming you for it.
I'm like, if you're just going after me, I think she was just going after me because I had a YouTube channel. And she thought that she could win because she thought that she could make it look like I'm using a commercial range, which I'm not.
Yeah, that's some bullshit. Well, I'm hoping that everything wraps up, and no matter what, you'll never get the time back. You'll never get that 3 years back.
Unfortunately.
But, I don't know. Hopefully, I don't know. I'm sure the last thing you would want to do is turn around and sue this bitch after everything is done and go through another God knows how long, right? Years of another lawsuit. But what she's doing is illegal, and I'm blown away that it is even still going through, court. That's it's
Yeah.
bullshit.
I agree,
So,
man. I don't know what the end is going to be. I'll tell you what, it has hindered our channel, 100%. And
yeah,
they were at first they were telling me, well, you might not want to say that because then you could give her some kind of thing saying it's commercial range or whatever.
yeah,
It's not a commercial range. We don't have anybody that come pays us to shoot here. But as far as me being able to record video and put it up on my channel
yeah.
on a regular basis, like I was doing before,
Yep.
it has hindered that 100% for 3 years. So
I believe that. Yeah,
you know,
I
we
believe
basically
that.
had to find places to go shoot, which I'm thankful for the friends and stuff that we have and places we have to go shoot. Don't get me wrong, but it has hindered me for sure.
For sure. Well, hopefully it gets all figured out and hopefully in your favor because fuck her. All right,
Yeah.
we got to wrap up. I got to work in the morning, but gentlemen, thank you so much for coming on. Make sure check out Black Diamond Guns and Gear, and also check them out on Instagram. They also have the 76 Tuesday podcast, and also show some love to Flying Rich, who also has Flying Rich Firearms. Just go to flyingrich.com and you'll find him anywhere. And
Thanks,
gentlemen, anything else before we wrap up?
Be kind,
I'll
rewind.
see y'all this weekend.
Hell yeah.
Yes, sir.
And as we close, I'll give you guys my normal wind down, which is this: follow the rules. Okay, in my opinion, the rules and the standards which I impose on myself are this: rule number 1 is to be kind. It's so important that we're kind in everything that we do. That brief little interaction that you have with somebody else could have a massive impact on their life. So just be kind. Rule number 2 is to live a life of care, compassion, contribution, give to others. When you bless others, you become blessed. A hand that's open to give is open to receive. Rule number 3, because we know the only way for us to defeat evil is with good men skilled in violence. Make sure that you're becoming as highly skilled in violence as you possibly can be, and be safe, be dangerous, and keep that thing on you. And with that, I'm out. When this ends, go comment, write something, and then this is my entry. And I'm going to be using those within the next week, maybe 2 weeks because of Iraq Veteran Shoot. But within the next 2 weeks, I'll be using those comments to do some giveaways. So with that, guys, we're out of here. Peace out. Be safe. Stay strapped or get clapped. I'll see y'all later.